Hi. It occurred to me a while back that I had never really just done a video on any particular wine varietal. So that kind of opens up a whole new category, and I'm going to be doing that today, or starting it anyway. And why not start with kind of the granddaddy of them all, Cabernet Sauvignon. So got me a bottle here, I believe, yeah, this is from Argentina. So lesser known area for Cabernet Sauvignon, but actually a pretty good producer. Let me get this open here and we'll see what we have. Okay, just some basic things with Cabernet Sauvignon, usually abbreviated Cab Sav if you're just talking about it. So if you hear that, you know what I'm talking about now. So anyway, Cab Sav, they're typically full-bodied, medium to full-bodied. You can find some lighter ones. I'll see what this one is shortly. And yeah, that of course deals with the mouthfeel, you know, how well does it coat the tongue in the mouth, that type of thing. So, and again, typically there's a general profile. You're going to find variations. You find this one will be this way and the other one will be a little bit different. And that's expected with any grape varietal. So I just got a few notes here. Let's see. Some of the things you can expect to pick up on the nose or on the palate when you taste it or smell it, taste it, get those right order. Things like, or predominant are blackberry flavor, not just blackberries, but any darker berries. Black cherry. Now, black cherry is different than just cherry. If you think like a cherry pie, usually that's a brighter, redder cherry. And the black cherry has a little bit different flavor profile, although they both still have cherry characteristics. And of course, I'll say this again, Cabernet Sauvignon and any other wine that I would be doing here, unless I note otherwise, is made from grapes. There's no cherry in this, but it does have some of the similar characteristics, or could have. Haven't tried this one yet. Okay, currant is another one, and if you're not familiar with currants, those are just kind of a variation on a raisin. They're usually a little bit smaller, but you can kind of use them interchangeably in terms of describing a wine. If it has a currant flavor, you could also say, yeah, it's got a raisiny flavor. All right, so then you can also pick up things like chocolate, tobacco even. If you smell tobacco or taste it in there, it's not unusual. And again, it won't be a very strong flavor. It's not like you're drinking out of an ashtray or something. But you can pick up just hints of tobacco aromas or flavors in Cabernet Sauvignon. Let's see, we also have vanilla. Now, vanilla is something that would come typically from the oak aging of the barrel. It's one of the things that the oak does contribute to the flavor profile. Okay, so that said, let's give it a try here. I've got some other things to talk about, but okay. Now this is an interesting one. It's a little bit brighter color than most of the cabs I've had. So probably not going to show up all that angle, but it's just a little bit lighter. So I expect this to be a little bit more towards a medium body as opposed to a full body. Definitely get the cherry on the nose on this one. Wonderful stuff. It is a really pretty color. Again, it's pretty bright red. Let's try that again. Picking up a little bit more of the berry flavors, not so much some of the others. And give it one more good sniff here. Okay, there I'm getting a little bit more of the woody smell, which is another one you can get from pretty much any oak-aged wine. All right, we'll give it a taste, see how that compares. Okay, now the taste profile is very different. It's a little more, definitely tannin. You're getting the tannins on the palate, getting a little more astringency, some acid in there. These are all typical of Cabernet Sauvignon. The tannin in particular, Cab Savs tend to be very tannin or tannic, whichever way you look at that. And let's see, what else do I get? A little bit of leatheriness in here. And when I say that, I'm thinking kind of like, think of a saddle on a horse. If you were to lick one, and I'm not recommending this, but if you imagine licking a saddle, what would it taste like? That's kind of the leatheriness that I get in this one. Not so much getting vanilla. Definitely getting a little of the currant or the raisin flavor, but not real strong, real light. So I like it. It's good. It is, little bit more than medium body. It's a little heavier than I thought it might be. Nice bright color. Again, it's fairly young wine, probably 2012. Oh, 2011, older than I thought. Oh well, it's yeah, medium body. It's not one of those just really weight your mouth down type cabs. Okay, other information on Cabernet Sauvignon. Things it pairs with. If you're going to want to find something to go with your cab, usually you do it the other way around, but let's do it this way. If you were serving roasted meat, like or grilled meat, something off the grill in the backyard, or roasted in the oven, this would be a good one. Roasted red meats in particular go very well with Cab Sav. If you're going a little on the sweeter side towards dessert, think raspberries, think chocolate even. Dark chocolate is excellent with Cabernet Sauvignon. What else? Oh, cheeses. Some of your richer, bigger bodied cheeses like blue cheese along that line. Also Gorgonzola would be a good one. Pretty much any of your, blue moldy cheeses. Cheddar, good strong aged cheddar would be good. Also, you can take an aged Gouda is another good cheese choice. I also like smoky cheeses. Smoked cheeses like a smoked Gouda would be good. So smoky dishes, more back on the savory side, if you did a smoked brisket, for example, would probably go very well with Cabernet Sauvignon. So these are some things to look at. Now, where does it come from? There are some typical areas you say Cab Sav, a lot of people think of. One of those most definitely is Napa Valley in California. Another one is Bordeaux region of France. A lot of their red wines, and I won't say all of them, but the majority of them have Cabernet Sauvignon in them. Sometimes it's a major component, sometimes it's a lesser component. Depends on what part of Bordeaux. You might also find them, well, you do find them in the South American countries, wine countries. Argentina and Chile both produce Cabernet Sauvignon, and it stays pretty true to the flavor profile. This one, like I said, is Argentina, so it's South American. You can find some as well, usually blended in Spain. You'll find some blended also in Italy, the Tuscan region. They have a style of wine now called Super Tuscan. It doesn't fit the traditional Tuscany or Chianti recipe for wines. However, bringing this type of wine into it and mixing it with some of the more typical ones like Sangiovese brings a very interesting flavor profile to the wine. So that's the one you might look for. If you ever see the term Super Tuscan, usually it's referring to the typical Tuscany grapes mixed with Cabernet Sauvignon, possibly Merlot as well. So a little bit different there. They're not just straight Cab Sav. Let's see. So that kind of covers the major areas. And again, some of the profiles you're going to notice in particular, the first thing that usually hits you is it's medium to full bodied and very heavy on tannins compared to other red wines. So I hope that gives you some idea of what Cabernet Sauvignon is like. If you haven't tried it, definitely go out and get a bottle. Select, based on your price range, go get what you can. It's generally pretty good and it's pretty uniform for the overall broad taste. And again, this vineyard is going to be one way and this one's going to be a little different. So they're not all going to be exactly the same. There's lots of range in there. They should still all ultimately taste like a Cab Sav. So enjoy your Cab Sav and cheers. Have a good day. So we got a Merlot here. Now Merlot by itself, just talking about it kind of in general, it is one of the Bordeaux grapes, if you remember that video. It's also a red, and let's see what else we can talk about. Blending grape, used a lot in blending. So one of the big things it's blended with is Cabernet Sauvignon, which we'll talk about in a different video. It's definitely going to have its own.